Get out of the heat and into the cinema. There's lots on offer this weekend. We're joined by CTV film critic Richard Crouse to help us pick the winners. And we've got 4 films. There's a couple winners, right? There might be.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
There are, yeah.
All right. So let's jump right into it. The first one is Spike Lee and his muse, Denzel Washington. This is a look at highest to lowest. Spike still got it?
He does, and this is an interesting film because it's kind of uneven. Like the title suggests, there are highs and there are lows in this film. The first hour, a little bit melodramatic, but at the center of it all is Denzel Washington. So how bad can it really be? So he plays a music mogul who is working on a couple of fronts here. I don't want to give anything much away, but there's a kidnapping plot that he becomes involved in, trying to protect friends and family, and it requires a lot of money for a ransom. That money that he might be attempting to use to save his record label, which is his legacy product. It's the thing that made him wealthy. It's the thing that made him famous, and someone is trying to buy it now, and he's trying to keep it from being sold. So there's a lot of that happening in the first hour. Second hour turns into more of a crime drama, and it gives us that signature Spike Lee adrenaline that you want from this. But you also get Denzel Washington, who, after I don't know, 50 movies, maybe 60 movies in a decades-long career, delivers a performance that features stuff that I've never seen him do before. And that is remarkable. I loved watching Denzel Washington in this movie. You're seeing a lion in winter still filled with surprises. So this is a recommend from me, particularly if you're a Spike Lee and Denzel Washington fan. In theaters now on Apple TV Plus on September 5th.
Okay, and it's got Jeffrey Wright, who can do no wrong as far as I'm concerned. And like Woody Allen, I won't take too much time here, but like Woody Allen, Spike Lee always has a bit of a love letter to New York City in this, in his films, right? Yeah.
The looks absolutely fantastic in this movie.
Okay. Our next offering is Nobody 2. Nobody seems to be somebody. He's taking the family on vacation. Here's a look.
I understand protecting your sister, but there are other ways to handle things. I left my phone.
What? No! I like your way better.
I know Bob Odenkirk, who's in the lead here, is having a moment, but he really is perfect for this type of role. A tough guy, but at the same time, the doting dad. How does this one shape up?
Well, I liked the first Nobody that came out 4 years ago a lot because it was such a surprise. Bob Odenkirk, we knew him from Better Call Saul. We knew him from Breaking Bad, maybe The Mister Show when it was more comedic. And in this film, or in that film rather, he played an everyman, just someone that you would see at the cafe or taking the garbage out in the morning, whatever. An average, ordinary guy, or in the parlance of the film, a nobody, who happened to also be a highly trained assassin for the CIA. He's back working at his chosen field, which is killing people, again in this movie in number 2, but he needs a break. He needs a vacation. He takes the whole family to an amusement park, which of course turns out to be a hotbed of criminal activity. And he has to jump back in with both feet and 2 fists flying. And the thing about this movie is because we know that the nobody, Hutch Mansell, played by Bob Odenkirk, is now a somebody. We know that he's an assassin. We know all the stuff. We know what to expect. And it makes this movie just a little bit less fun than the first one because that central surprise, that great moment on the bus when he first breaks out all his deadly fighting moves in the first movie, we don't get that rush in Nobody 2. Still, it's a pretty fun time waster on a hot, summer day.
Time waster. He looks a little like Chuck Norris with the beard. Okay, our next one is Americana. That's a term that we now use for what used to be called country music. It's the title of a Western romp, and here's a look.
Why do you want it?
I would prefer it to be in the hands of someone such as myself who could actually appreciate it. If someone were to make an effort to liberate that garment, I would pay
$500,000, really.
That's what the man said.
An homage to Quentin Tarantino, the Coen brothers. I don't know, it's kind of got that feel.
A little bit. This put me in the mind of those early to mid-90s quirky crime dramas where you had a big ensemble cast of unusual characters who were generally drawn around one singular mission. In this case, it's an indigenous artifact that's been stolen. It's worth a lot of money, and there are a great many people who want to get their hands on it, including Sydney Sweeney, who is one of the stars here, and Halsey, the pop singer, in her feature film acting debut. And I got to tell you, she's so good in this that if she decided to put down the microphone, she could have a really credible acting career as well. She really pulls it off here. So it's called Americana, and it's in theaters right now.
Okay, and finally, sort of keeping with the theme, this is one for the music lovers. We have a scene from It's Never Over, Jeff Buckley.
Fans to think of you.
Just the music. Because when I'm dead, that's the only thing that'll be around.
I mean, he was literally the best singer I've ever heard.
So he's legendary, right? He's a towering figure in music. Musicians love to talk about Jeff Buckley, but we don't know a lot about him. Does this shed some light?
Well, his father was Tim Buckley, who was a famous musician before he passed away in his 20s in the 1970s. Jeff Buckley, the subject of this documentary, only met his father once, but followed in his footsteps as a musician, worked his way up through the coffee houses of Greenwich Village, all that kind of thing, before making a movie or a record called Grace in 1994. And Grace is an album that David Bowie said is one of the 10 records he would take to a desert island. When it came out, Bob Dylan called Jeff Buckley one of the great songwriters of the decade. Unfortunately, he passed away at age 30 in 1994 without making a follow-up. So there's been a number of live compilations that have been released, but his one studio album, Grace, remains just that, his one and only proper studio album. But it's a thing of beauty. And if you don't know his music, you probably do know his version of Hallelujah, which is probably the second most played version of that song next to Leonard Cohen's original. Yeah. And it's a beautiful thing, and he was an amazing singer, and this is a really lovely look at his life.
A nice homage. Okay, Richard Crouse, thank you very much. Happy viewing. We'll see you next time.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon.
And we'll see you right after this.